well, this is going to be a super duper race here.
Yeah, good to see it up at the start. Birgit Skarstein, she's the world champion. She is the one who consistently wins when it really, really matters. But she's going to have competition. We've got Anna Schermitt there. We saw her just preparing for the race. Gave her, well, she was looking really enthusiastic and smiley and looking forward to the race, wasn't she?
Yeah, she is such a small lady. I think compared to, you know, her upper body is not very big compared to some of the other competitors. There's the World and Paralympic champion, Birgit Skarstein, from Norway, the 35-year-old.
And we saw Natalie Benoit there in between as well.
Thank you. Manuela Diening from Germany, from W1x. And the Israeli who beat Skarstein in the earlier race, the kind of race for lanes, Moran Samuel, mother of Arad, Rom and Szeged, the 41-year-old Israeli, passionate competitor. And for me, Greg, this race is all about Skarstein versus Samuel. Can Skarstein reverse that loss and continue that major winning streak, every single major race since 2017?
Yeah, like you say, those major winning races where Skarstein always dominates, but you know just how hard it is for her. So, as you say, she didn't win the preliminary race, which is why it is the Israeli sculler Moran Samuel who's got what's possibly the favoured lane over here on lane 5. But I mean, we're really pleased to say, to my eye, to your eye, Martin, looks very much like a straight headwind right now.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's fantastic how it's turned out for these finals, because it is a little bit of a shame. There we're looking at the young Ukrainian Anna Schermitt from Dnipro in the centre of Ukraine. She burst onto the scene when she was just 16 years of age, now 22, the youngest competitor in this race, and we love to watch Anna race. Very measured start there from Skarstein, Greg.
Yeah, it was a measured start from Skarstein. It's what we generally tend to see. She's got that watch on her wrist that we'll see, and she tends to sometimes take a look down there and look like she's just managing her heart rate, I assume. She's probably got boat speed on that meter as well. But it's a very measured start, and like you say, Moran Samuel here has made a great start in lane number 5.
Yeah, this could be the race where Moran Samuel turns the form book around. She came in 4th in last year's World Championship behind Skarstein, who came in 1st. And just to sort of say that Skarstein does like to do even-paced 500s, and Moran does like to go out very, very quickly. So
she really has gone out quickly. Look at that. It's a length and a half of clear water.
Yeah, and I wonder what Skarstein knows about that. She's behind Diening at the moment from Germany.
I mean, I guess what we know is that it's a long race, and it's a long race into a headwind. And like we said, we spoke to some of the rowers who were out this morning. They said the wind actually feels bigger than it looks in these pictures.
Great water level shot there, but look at your boat speeds down on the bottom right, and you can see the speed of Moran Samuel there compared to Birgit Skarstein, and it is significantly different. I say that, and Skarstein just improves her pace. She kind of likes to row the race a bit like Kiwi pair used to do, Eric Murray and Hamish Bond, of that even split. There you see on this side is the Israeli who beat Skarstein, the World and Paralympic champion, in the heat. And, you know, this is a massive race, I think, for the Israeli. What will it do for her confidence going into the Paralympics if she can beat Birgit Skarstein here on the course in Szeged in Hungary? Manuela Diening there, long lean back. The German from Munster, the 31-year-old IT project manager, has got a lot of body swing there. Skarstein just getting in front of Diening, but still she's behind those crews on the far side. And Schermitt from the Ukraine has gone out fast, as has Natalie Benoit.
Well, like you say, this great shot we see of Anna Schermitt. Like you say, she looks so small, so diminutive, as we saw her in her chair coming down to get in her boat. But she has that long lean back, really gets the most out of the length of stroke.
So I think that's the most that Moran Samuel is going to get. I think she's got a margin now. She's sculling really well. It's a beautiful rhythm that is going to take her through to the first quarter of this race, at 500 metres. Well done, Moran. Now, is that lead going to be enough? Because you expect that Skarstein will close it down a little bit in the second, but quite a lot in the third, and then it's going to be kind of fingernail biting time potentially in the last quarter.
Yeah, well, I suppose thinking about it, we look at here at Moran Samuel, and she's the one who's particularly far ahead of the rest of the field. I remember we've watched before with Skarstein racing Benoit, racing Anna Schermitt, and this might be the position you expect to see the Norwegian sculler in relative to those two. The outlier here is the Israeli sculler, so I wonder if she's has got faster since the last time we saw her racing last year.
And it was interesting, we saw Skarstein warming up in a wheelchair with the poles, like, because she loves cross-country skiing. She's a Paralympic champion in cross-country skiing, competed in those Winter Paralympics. Such a versatile sportswoman from Oslo, coached by Johan Lindberg. I tell you, Schermitt's sculling really well. I like her rhythm. Beautiful layback and just easy hands away from the back turn.
Well, she doesn't waste anything, does she? She gets in as far as she can out in front of her, uses that layback, like you say. You can really see her shoulders going as far around as she possibly can. You said it, Martin, at 500 gone, that you thought, looking now at Moran Samuel, this was as big as that lead was going to get. What do you think about how tough her gearing is there?
Yeah, I think that's a really good shout. It's interesting, we were talking to some of the Italians today, and they lighten their gearing. It is a tough gearing. And that might mean in the first quarter that enables her to get off quickly.
Yeah, and when we say lightening that gearing, what we're talking about is the way she's set those blades up. The leverage that she's got is that the gap between her handle and the gate that's moving, which creates the fulcrum, is particularly short. So that means that she's getting a lot of work on. So it's like she's in a very tough gear on her bike, as opposed to Anna Schermitt here, who I think has an easier kind of gearing, more leverage, and allows her to perhaps rate a bit higher. But this could be hurting Samuel to be that far up.
It could, and Skarstein is really working now. We said she'd come back on Moran Samuel. What a great scull Manuela Diening came fourth in the Worlds is having there. You can tell she's working there. Look, she's really got into that second quarter, the Paralympic and World Champion. She is eating into Moran Samuel's lead. Decent scull from Nathalie Benoit, the 43-year-old French woman.
Here we go, we're going to come up to the 1,000. And like you say, that gap was bigger, I think, between the Israeli sculler and the Norwegian sculler at 1,000. It's still only halfway, and I think Birgit Skarstein is going to put a lot of pressure on now in this second half, particularly this third quarter.
And to be quite honest, I'd fancy if Moran Samuel could had a tailwind condition with that fast start, she might have more chance of holding Skarstein off. There's Manuela Diening. Look at the power she's putting on through the water. Absolutely.
Yeah, she really is getting connected.
Yeah.
Again, you can see how tough that gearing is for her as well.
She's through Schermitt. Manuela Diening is through Schermitt. Diening, of course, finished fourth, and Schermitt got a bronze medal in the World Championships last year.
Well, Diening is going with Skarstein, isn't she? They've both closed the gap. As we look again at Anna Schermitt here, longer stroke, getting max length out of the stroke, but she is just so small that perhaps in this headwind is not helping her.
What a great field for para women's sculling. They're all closed up, Greg. Normally we see some quite big distances, but you know, what is there between these scullers? Just 17, 18 metres. Look at Skarstein come through Moran Samuel there. She is going to take it, the Norwegian, and Diening is going to go through the Israeli, and this is completely different to that result we saw earlier in the regatta, Greg.
Yeah, well, Moran Samuel went out so hard and so bravely, but it is a long race, and it's a particularly long race. You wondered whether in a tailwind it might have suited her, but this is the class woman in the field. Birgit Skarstein, she sculls so well. She's so connected. Look at those arms. That's completely out to full length. She wastes nothing in connecting the oars to the water, and then she really uses the maximum strength she can to move that boat along.
And I guess that's her sponsors, Hofseth, you can see emblazoned on her unisuit. Diening has got through the Israeli. I guess the question is whether Nathalie Benoit or Anna Schermitt can get through the fast starting Moran Samuel. And I kind of thought this race would close up in the last quarter. It's actually closed up in the third quarter. Do you reckon Diening fancies she's going to have a crack at Skarstein?
Well, how about it? Yeah, look at this. The German sculler is making a move now. You can see it on your screen. 5 meters just became 4 meters, and Diening, the German sculler, is the one who's really surprising us here coming through.
She's been in the German para squad since 2021, the IT project manager. This must be her best performance to date in the final of the European Championships. We are going to be in for a great finish, but I guess Skarstein's experience should see her through. 500 metres to go.
Well, I think we're in a great position here. There's a race here for the gold and silver medals, and I can't help thinking we could get into a big race for the bronze as well. That the 3 scullers we see now, with Natalie Benoit over there and Anna Schermitt, will be challenging Morin Samuel for the bronze.
That long strokes from Skarstein. This looks like being another European medal, unless you can see there at the bottom of the picture the 31-year-old German, Manuela Diening. She is 4 years younger than Skarstein, not that that makes any difference. And, well, Skarstein has just held Diening's charge, but Diening's still in there going for that silver medal. And it looks like Natalie Benoit is going to come through, the 43-year-old Frenchwoman born in Aix-en-Provence.
Well, you can see it on the graphic. At the moment, Benoit is not quite through Morin Samuel. It's 2 meters. Obviously, you know the Israeli sculler is at the bottom left of our picture. But what about the way that Birgit Skarstein responded to the pressure that came onto her? She's been incredibly confident throughout this race to let other people row their race, but she has just been in her own bubble, in her own lane, doing what she knows she needs to do.
Yeah, I think at the top of your picture you can see that's Natalie Benoit from France, 2013.
And she's not yet through.
Yeah, in 2013, she rode the over 1,000 kilometres between Paris and Marseille. Fantastic endurance event, just shows you what a tough lady she is. And in this headwind, she has benefited maybe getting into bronze medal position.
Well, I can tell you from the graphic I've got, she's now bow ball to bow ball. That is Natalie Benoit and Morin Samuel are absolutely dead level as we're coming here. I think Benoit is the one on the move, so when we see it, I can't help thinking she might have pushed that bow in front, because Morin Samuel must be hurting so much, having gone so hard so early.
Yeah, and I guess someone like Anna Schermitt, the Ukrainian, who's quite a slight athlete, in these headwind conditions, it just doesn't suit her so much.
Well, you can see it on the water now. If you take a look, you can see those waves in this closing stage of the race. They're coming in here to about the last 100 meters or so. I can feel this wind has got up, and it's really affecting the athletes, making it really a long and slow and tough race. And that has helped Birgit Skarstein, with all her experience, to manage these conditions so well.
So once more, the winner of the 2023 Europeans, Birgit Skarstein, is going to add to her European palmarès. She is going to take the title in 2024 from an epic scull from Manuela Diening from Germany. And just look at Natalie Benoit. She is going to come into third place ahead of the fast-starting Morin Samuel, who really went for it. See what it's taken out of Skarstein there, Greg.
Yeah, well, she knows how to manage the energy, because she knows how much it hurts. And you can see all the scullers. Look at Diening there as well. You just see how much it's hurt her there. Manuela Diening, she has really stepped up, really taken a move on from last season. A great result for her as we come into this Paris Paralympic year. I'm sure she'll be delighted with that.
Yeah, we see some replays. You can see that distinctive style of, well, there's Morin Samuel, there's Manuela Diening. What a race from her.
Diening, you can see how her hands are actually crossing over in front of her, which was that difference with the gearing. Birgit Skarstein somewhere in the middle in terms of how tough she sets the boat up. And you get a little image of what the wind looks like. Felt like it's picked up during that race to me, Martin.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It was kind of fairly flat. You just don't know what the wind's doing here. Look at that shout.
Look at that celebration about. She keeps it in. She kept a poker face on, but just how much that was hurting. Confirmation there. Birgit Skarstein still steps up and performs when it matters. She's the World and European Championship.
Let's hear it for